Welcome to Conversations in the Closet with your host, motivational speaker, fitness expert, and fashion guru, Theresa Roemer.
Welcome to Conversations in the Closet. I am your host, Theresa Roemer, and I have an amazing guest today. She is a celebrity. She's a celebrity bodybuilder. She's been in the industry forever. I don't want to age you, but both of us, both of us have been in the industry forever. We go back clear to before Rachel McLeish and Corey Everson. We go back a long ways. So I want to introduce to you Lauren Powers.
Hey, girlfriend, how are you?
I'm good.
Thanks for having me on your show.
Thank you for joining us. We're doing this a little long distance. It's not our regular radio show. We normally do this in the studio, but I wanted Lauren on the show so bad, so she agreed to do a Zoom with me so that we could have this fantastic interview.
Absolutely. From my home in sunny California. It's like 80 degrees out right now. It's amazing.
Yay.
Amazing. But yes, I wanted to definitely talk to you. We had such a good time at the American Heart Association getting together. I saw you walk by and correctly I almost grabbed your dress and ripped it off you. Hi! It's me! Hi! So I wanted to meet you in person. It was so funny.
She did, guys. She almost tackled me.
Walking into Memphis alone. It was a great connection. It's so fun. It was just the other night. It was a great event. So you guys have raised over $1 million for the Heart Association, so that's exciting.
Yes.
That was fun. We had a good time, and here we are again, right away. That's how we roll.
She almost tackled me to the ground, guys.
Yeah, well, that would have been a viral video right there. And our gowns, feathers flying, your red dress. That would have been fantastic. Way to get more promotions, but
right.
Stick to the radio show.
So I really like for the listeners to get to know you a little better. I want them to know, how did you get started in the industry? Why did you get started in the industry? And what keeps you in the industry? So why don't you kind of take us back a few years to what prompted you to become an athlete to begin with?
That's a loaded question, but we'll start with always being an athlete. Started as a skateboarder in high school, was on the Pepsi skateboard team and did a world tour. Got to leave my senior year and tour all over instead of attending class. It was kind of cool. I was the youngest one on the world tour. Came back, graduated with my classmates as valedictorian, so that was kind of fun. And then from there, we moved right to Hawaii and started surfing school and owned and operated Maui Surfing School. Taught thousands of tourists how to surf, so that was a blast. And then when I came back here, got into sales, started doing the entrepreneurial thing and sales and marketing forever. But I also, at the age of, I think it was 34, decided I wanted to be a firefighter and give back to my hometown in Laguna Beach. So I went to the academy, went to the school, did all the stuff to become a firefighter. I was on the reserve team for 2 different departments, went to full time, and actually there was a little hiccup and got discriminated against, which was really sad at the time, very devastating. It was a bit of a boy club, and they just wanted guys, and so it kind of took my whole career in another direction. But what happened in the meantime is I got super strong to pass the physical agility. So by doing that, it launched me into this fitness industry by a fluke. So I didn't go after fitness, it came after me. So what do they say, Theresa? Like when one door shuts, another one flies open. Well, that's pretty much what happened to me. I didn't plan on being a fitness athlete at all.
Wow. So that's interesting because I remember in high school and whatnot, I didn't set out to ever be a bodybuilder. I set out because I loved aerobics so much and I was an aerobics instructor. I set out to become like the queen of aerobics. Like I competed, and this will tell you how old we are. Once again, I used to compete in the Reebok aerobic championships.
I knew you were going to say that. Okay, Jane Fonda.
So I was hell-bent on just doing, aerobics. And it wasn't until I was in one of the world finals that a judge said to me, "Why are you doing aerobics? You're built more like a bodybuilder." And I said, what? I don't ever want to be a bodybuilder. That's for guys. Like, ooh, yuck. And he's like, well, fight it as you will, but you are really built to be a bodybuilder. And so
Absolutely, the genetics.
Right,
Yes.
the genetics were there. And so it was that year that I transitioned over to bodybuilding, because back in the day, you remember, it was either aerobics or bodybuilding. There was no figure competitors. There were no, bikini competitors.
Girls,
Right. So just like you, it was kind of a fluke. But so anyways, go ahead and go on.
Yes. So from the fire department being discriminated, all that, it launched me into my fitness career. I went to the Olympia, which is the big show in Las Vegas. I got discovered just walking around. Literally, I got pulled up on stage, got thrown into a battle of biceps competition. There was 25 people, and they needed an even number. So the MC pulled me up there from the audience, literally, and I did it. Well, I ended up winning. The girl that I beat was so mad. I'm like, here's my T-shirt. I didn't care, but it wasn't a T-shirt. It was a VIP round trip airfare, hotel accommodations, and hang with Arnold Schwarzenegger at Big Arnold Classic in Ohio that he does every year, which is the biggest fitness event in the world, and international. So I got literally just launched into that. I'd never even been ever. And I'm hanging with Arnold and doing the whole thing. So went right from 0 to 1,000 in, 1 weekend, literally. Then ended up being on national TV. By the time I came back, I was billed as a celebrity bodybuilder. I was all over talk shows, and just everything changed. My whole life changed. I did my first fitness competition right before I turned 40. So that was the big deal. I actually started late. You were in the 80s. I was, surfing and skateboarding and doing different things.
Right. So,
my first show was barely a week before, actually not even a whole week before I turned 40 years of age. I did my first show, and I did really well. Ended up doing the big famous Muscle Beach show. I won that at 40. And it's kind of cool, as part of my story, is I came back a decade later and won the same show overall title after 10 years. Yeah, so I won it at 40, I won it at 50. So I attracted a lot of media and doing that kind of thing. But I also like the media. I do a lot of commercials, TVs, cameos on different TV shows, reality shows, anything to do with fitness, I'm on it. I get casted in everything.
So that's
the girls get so mad because I'm on everything.
Right. So that's what's so interesting is right when I was hanging up my bodybuilding shoes, you were just getting started. So I, on the other hand, competed all through my 30s and decided in 1999 when I won the U.S. Open in bodybuilding. But the difference was, I don't know if you did natural shows. Were they drug tested shows or not?
No, that's a whole other organization.
Right.
Which is funny you asked that, because now from competing and winning all my titles as well, I've become a promoter. So I actually don't need to compete anymore because I have so many trophies, it's ridiculous. I don't need another trophy. But what I did is I used my experience to become an athlete for the athlete and giving these shows and putting on fair judged competitions. And I'm known as the show that gives back. So I'm all about doing everything I possibly can for these competitors because, like you, I know what it takes. And it's a lot of hard work. It's not you just go up there and run around in a bikini. It is insane what's going on as far as the diet and the discipline and the dedication. And now the choreography and getting the bikinis ready, your hair, makeup, tanning, shoes, jewelry, all of it. It's just this whole process now to be able to get on stage that I understand and I support that. So I help a lot of athletes out.
Right.
Which I guess is why we're doing this interview, because I'm in unimpressed situations. Coming to Texas is because I'm hosting the World Fitness Federation competition, which is in just 2 weeks from now, which will be held in Surf City, USA, Huntington Beach, California, on November 3rd and 4th. So this is a big deal, Theresa. It's a 2-day show. I've got over 26 already countries signed up.
Wow.
Flying in, they had to get their visas, and they've had to qualify in their respective countries.
Right.
So the best of the best from all over the world coming to compete in Huntington Beach for the world title. So it's massive.
Right. So this
and
is
I was a promoter. So it's in my mind right now.
Yeah. So there's this show that she's talking about, and we'll get into it more in our next few sessions here. But she's talking about the creme of the creme. I mean, like we're talking the top people in bodybuilding. And so, as I was saying, I was getting out about the time you were going in. So we're close in age. We're only like a year apart in age. And so I decided to end my bodybuilding career in 1999 when I won the US Open. Because at that point, there was, like I said, there was no bikini competitions. There was no figure competitions. It was only bodybuilding. And I remember Linda Murray. Right. Remember Linda Murray, the Olympian?
Of course, she's a good friend of mine.
Right. So, she was an idol of mine at the time. But I knew and I earned my pro card, by winning the US Open. But I knew that in order to compete with the pros, I was probably going to have to take it up to a different level and possibly use drugs and so on and so forth. And I just wasn't really, willing to do that. And so I hung my career up at that point, and you took off with yours at that point.
We just crossed paths.
Right.
But here we are, we're united now in our fabulous 50s and rocking the world. So it's all good. Yeah, but just starting because I had a whole other direction in my 20s, 30s, and 40s. So it was a big shift for me. But now, as running these shows, it's changed a lot, and there's so much politics in the sport. I mean, we didn't have that back then. If you had the muscles and that you looked good, you got judged pretty fairly.
Yeah,
that's what I was in heavyweight bodybuilding. Well,
right.
But now it's just out of control.
Right,
and it's business. I mean, and I get it. It's it's a big monetary thing. But I try to take that out of competitions and really judge these folks, because I know what it takes to be on there and to get to be overlooked or judged not because you're on the right team and you don't pay the right coach and some of these things that this sport has gotten into.
Right. So we're gonna get.
Go ahead. You got breaks?
Yeah. So we're gonna get into what it takes to do this and more about the show. So we're gonna take a short break. Remember, guys, you're listening to Amazing 102.5 FM, and we'll be back after this short break. Welcome back, guys. You're here with Theresa Roemer, Conversations in the Closet, and my guest Lauren Powers, celebrity bodybuilder, celebrity everything. I think. I mean, I don't know that many people that don't know who you are.
Household name, that's the goal.
Right.
Whether they want to know me or not, here we are.
So, we were talking about how you just, you were starting to ramp up at the age of 40, and I was quitting at the age of 40. Kind of take us back to the day where you thought, where you were spotted by somebody, now, of course, today we've got Instagram, we've got, YouTube, we've got Facebook. There are so many ways for people to become famous now. But back in our day, you literally had to work hard at trying to get your name out there. And it sounds like you had an aha moment. Somebody spotted you, right?
Right, exactly. That's a good point that you brought up. The social media makes things so different for especially fitness models and fitness athletes, because it's huge and it reaches worldwide and everybody's on it. Back then, we literally had to go face to face and get out there, and I used to really hustle. And I just got discovered, my big aha, if you will, was at the Fitness Olympia that I just told you. I won that battle of the biceps, and that all went down. And then, if that wasn't enough, I'm just walking around the show. Now, mind you, I was in shape, not from being a fitness or a bodybuilder. I was in shape from being a firefighter. So it was different. But for some reason, nobody knew who I was. So all these were like, wow, who is that? Who is it? They just thought I was some new pro walking around.
Right.
And I never even been to a show. So it was kind of somebody were like, do you compete? I'm like, no, what? I had no clue.
Right.
But one of the producers for a talk show in Chicago literally walked around and found me and interviewed me on the floor. And by the time of my interview, it was my crazy personality. He literally called the producer, put me on the phone. They're like, get this girl. We want her on national TV. Boom, done. And I became a regular on the national TV show. And from there, people started knowing my name, like you said, and things just started happening. Then with the internet, that did help. And then I did compete. I did one of the famous photographers, Bill Dobbins, who's known, you've probably heard of him. Mm-hmm. He's known for shooting female bodybuilders. That was his thing. He should shoot Linda Murray, like you mentioned earlier.
Right. And
some of the gals that were top pros in the industry. I wanted to shoot with them. He's like, well, Lauren, I'm not going to photograph you until you become a bodybuilder. So I went out and won 7 trophies in one weekend, literally.
Dang.
One weekend. All the back of my truck, I rolled that one. I'm like, now will you shoot me? And he's like, read my home next week on Wednesday. It was a 9-hour shoot. Yeah, it was hilarious. So we rolled down the window. I'll never forget it ever. It was hilarious. So funny. He's looking at it. He's like, all right, come over. The studio shoot. He's famous. The pictures were amazing. We worked for like 9 hours straight. That was like my first big photo shoot.
Wow.
And it wasn't easy.
Right.
Some of this stuff, and I commend a lot of these women that go through this stuff. It's not easy, and it does take a lot of hard work and dedication. You really have to want this. I call it desire, because this industry is rough.
And, I pretty much, almost the entire time that I was a bodybuilder, I was actually single too. It was very hard for me to keep a man in my life because, they would meet you and they'd fall in love with you and, oh my gosh, I'll be your greatest supporter. And I would try to explain to them, this is a very selfish sport. Because I won't be able to go out and eat. I won't be able to go out on certain dates. I won't be able to drink. It's literally all about me. We're going to live, eat, and breathe, working out, bodybuilding, so on and so forth. And they're like, oh, it's okay. I'll be your greatest supporter. And I'm telling you, they would drop like flies. Oh, yeah. They would drop like flies. They couldn't deal with it, It's, oh, you're just selfish. And I'm like, you're right. But this is what I'm doing in my life right now. So you can either be a part of it or you don't have to be a part of it. I really don't care because this is my focus. This is my dream. This is what I'm going to do right now.
That's actually what it takes, that kind of determination. You're absolutely right. And it is a selfish sport. I would have to agree with you 100%, which makes it hard to have a partner.
It is.
And as I'm still single as well. So, and I'm not even in the sport competing.
Right.
But, it's become big packages, though. You and I are very similar, obviously. And it's helped in every area of our career, though, because we have that drive and that determination and that dedication. And I think it starts from that fitness realm, and it teaches people. So it's a good sport, but in that respect, but others, it's a little hard to share your life with somebody if they don't understand it. You know what I mean? So
yes.
I feel you on that.
You have to be.
The men are intimidated by us, girl.
But you have to be extremely disciplined in this sport, and I'm talking everywhere from the workouts to the sleep to the nutrition. You have to be extremely disciplined. And like I said, after doing it for 10 plus years, I decided I'd had enough. I wanted to get a boyfriend.
One or the other. That's cute.
So,
and now look at you. In the biggest closet in the world. I can't wait to get in that closet. So this is what conversations from the closet.
Exactly.
We'll have to do a follow-up.
Right.
We'll follow-up when I get over.
Yes, we're going to get you in that closet, believe me. So tell us a little more about this show that you're hosting in 2 weeks. I want the listeners to know a little bit more about this show.
Yeah, it's very exciting. In fact, if they're from anywhere around the world, they'll be able to tune in. It will be on Facebook Live. They can, from anybody from the show, my personal Facebooks, the Lauren Powers LP events it's on. They just Google Lauren Powers. I've got 4 Facebook pages, so it'll be on there, Powers Fitness events. But it is coming up. We're very excited. I've got over 26 countries so far. We're looking for 30 to attend. And like you were saying, it is the best of the best because all these competitors, men and women from all its categories, it is bikini, it is fitness, they call it aerobics, men and women's bodybuilding, and figure and men's physique, they call it Bermuda shorts. And we have a sports model for men and women's sports model, which is really cool. And those are all pro qualifiers. So I've got amateurs coming over as well as professionals. We'll have the professional category. Do you see me?
Yeah.
You hear me?
Yes.
Okay. You just went blank for a while. We're working on Zoom, baby. Across the country. It's all good.
Go ahead.
So we're looking up to 300 competitors, all competing for the title of for the World Championship. Their pro cards if they're amateurs, and winning some money if we're giving away money for top 3.
Right.
Different sponsorships. I'll have an expo with it. We'll have red carpet. We'll have nice seats for the attendees, and they can meet and greet these world-class athletes. So a lot going on. I want to do a Disney day for the competitors because they all come in their tracksuits, so it's representing their countries.
Oh,
it's really exciting.
Yeah.
It's like the Olympics. for real, for fitness.
Right.
So we'll do a Disneyland day. We'll do make a Muscle Beach day with Gold Gym. For those folks that want to come, this is a big deal when they're coming over from, for example, South Africa, Australia. We've got Pakistan, Vietnam, Mexico, Indonesia, India, Turkey, Serbia, Malta, Italy. It's crazy. It's amazing. So they're all coming to Huntington Beach on my stage.
Wow.
But it's gonna be fabulous. I'm very excited. We want to welcome these competitors. I'm still building Team USA. So to be an athlete for the team, we just need you have to be a resident of USA and in shape. That's the biggest thing. You've got to be in shape, and because these are world athletes.
Right. So
we're still taking reservations and registrations.
I was going to say, when is the last possible date that somebody can register for this?
We're the world president and the vice president, all that will be at the host hotel in Hotel Huntington on November 2nd. So we're actually signing everybody up on the 2nd. As far as taking their music and their money and giving the competition numbers and all that good stuff will happen the day before the show. So it's November 3rd and 4th. It's a 2-day event. So
I understand they register those days, but I mean, like, do they have to be signing up now?
There is. There'll be. I can send you the link on that. It's WFFF. I'll just tell you right now. Let me just look it up. I don't want to give the wrong information. They can register right now online, and then they'll pay the money on the 2nd.
Okay.
So it's a pretty big deal. Like I said, we have probably over 100-something athletes already pre-registered from the different countries coming.
Right.
So we're getting ready. It's exciting. I wish you could come, but I know you have another commitment.
I know, guys.
It's the WFF-international.com/register. That is the link to register. WFF-international.com/register. And that'll give you all the information to get online and get yourself in. We've got hair, makeup, and tanning services. We'll have an expo with bikini people, fitness clothing. I get the athletes swag and t-shirts and participation medallions, and we're going all out.
Right.
It's very exciting.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it sounds so exciting. You know, guys, she invited me to come out, and wouldn't you know it, she told me last minute. And so, of course, my schedule is always booked up at least a month. My schedule's booked up usually at least a month or more out. So we have to have a little more lenient time there to get to places like where she wants me to come. But anyways, I'm so sorry, I'm going to be missing it. But you hold more than one show a year, though.
Facebook Live.
Right. But she actually holds a lot more shows throughout the year besides just one, even though this is her biggest one yet that she's ever held. So we're going to get ready to take another small break. We're going to be back shortly. Remember, you are listening to Amazing 102.5 FM. Welcome back, guys. We're still sitting here with Lauren Powers. She did call in from California. We wanted to get this amazing interview in so that you guys could learn more about her and what this big show is all about. And it's only 2 weeks away. Are you scared? Are you nervous?
Scared. That's a good question. A little overwhelmed. It's not scary. It's exciting. I try to look again. It's all about mindset. So the more I think about how exciting it's going to be, that these athletes have worked so hard and they're so excited. They have to fly across the world literally to come here. I get to live here, and this is where I host other shows in Huntington Beach. I'm from Huntington Beach. I'm at Huntington Beach High School. So it's kind of like hometown celebrity comes home and does this big world event. So it's definitely newsworthy. I've got lots of media attention coming out. We're very excited. We'll be hosting this. I'm going to do everything I can for these competitors to make them feel welcome in California and USA. It's a big deal that they get to compete on America.
So this is a big show. So do you have an event planner that helps you, or do you just do all this yourself?
What do you think?
Well, I know you do it all yourself because I know you're just like me. We're not control freaks, but we kind of are. Like, we just know that we know how we want it to be, and we get in there. People laugh at me too. I will host these over-the-top, elaborate, amazing events, sometimes with over 500 and some people at my home. And people always think I have an event planner or somebody that does it all. And I'm literally the one that's putting everything together. And I'm actually the one that's out there sweating my buns off 20 minutes before the event starts. And somebody's saying to me, don't you think you need to go in and get in your evening gown real fast?
We are so much alike. I can't even believe that this. Yes, I'm like the janitor and the president all at once.
Everything. I mean, like literally.
I don't know if it's our personalities or what.
Yeah, I mean, even at my wedding, because it was an outdoor wedding, I mean, I was literally out there still getting things put in the right places and doing everything. And they're like, do you realize you're walking down the aisle in an hour and you still have your sweat clothes, your sweatpants on and your tank top, and you got to get your hair and makeup done, and you're getting married in an hour, Theresa. And I'm like,
you might want to go into hair and makeup, right? Oh yeah, I'm that bride. Yes, I can relate. I know we're crazy like that, but it's just, I guess that's how we are. It's how we're wired, because we like things a certain way. By the time I can tell somebody how to do it, I could have done it myself. Right,
and
it's good and bad.
Yeah, but I could never be the person that, while the event's being set up and everybody's doing everything, I'm over getting a massage and drinking champagne. I couldn't imagine that. I really couldn't imagine that. So this show, I'm so sorry, I'm not going to be there to be able to see it because I know it's going to be amazing. It's just going to be spectacular. People can watch it Facebook Live, right?
They will, and we'll have a bunch of photos going off. We'll be taking pictures on November 2nd, so they can look for that with the teams on the red carpet. I've got a photographer from ESPN coming in. He's amazing. He's going to be shooting the different teams. We'll have full coverage on the date of the show and after, of course. And people can tune in. And if they have any questions for me, feel free to ask me. I'm very approachable, like we talked about earlier. I love to talk to the fans. I love, any input to make things better, or competitions or whatever. I'm open to anything.
Right.
They want to book me for a public appearance. They want to come for me to come to Texas. I want to come see you.
Yes.
We can meet fans and have the book. I'll do a book signing. The Beneath the Muscle will be launching December 1st. So that's exciting. I'll be doing a book tour. And we'll be going to China next year and some other places. You need to come with me.
Yes.
I'm booking now. I'm going to book you now. I'm going to take over your calendar. You should come with me. Get out of your closet.
They'll be like, oh, Lord, double trouble. Double trouble's coming our way. especially
a double trouble tour. Double trouble tour. Can you imagine?
That would be hilarious. And especially
fans listening now, they better get ready. They should to talk to you about that.
Yes. Yes.
I'm free to travel and go wherever and have some fun and do speaking and speak on positive movements and launch the book and all kinds of fun stuff.
Could you imagine us in China? Could you imagine us in China, two blonde muscle babes, in China?
Well, yes, I can, and it's going to happen. Law of attraction, baby, it's going to happen. We're going.
Yes.
Shanghai. The World Fitness Federation is doing a big show there, and I want to come with some USA athletes.
So when's that? When are they doing that show?
We want our top 6 USA team to go to Shanghai, and then we can go as team promoters.
When is this?
A little bit of fun.
When is this?
That'll be I believe the dates from March, the end of March next year. Don't quote me yet on that, but it's happening. I know I'll book you. I'm going to book you after the show. Put your calendar out. I got to get in that closet too. I'm going to book that trip.
Yes.
I know you want one of your California girls come see you.
Definitely.
Part of your tribe.
So the show is November 3rd and 4th, Huntington Beach.
Correct, 2 days.
We will leave some kind of a link with I know there's an Eventbrite link.
There is, and I'll send it to you so you have it with this for the call. And then, so Eventbrite, it's on the Powers Fitness events, it's on the Lauren Powers, it's on powersofitnessevents.com. They can book all of their services and all that. And then the registration form I gave you for the worldwide is on there as well.
Say that website again.
Yes, it was wff-international.com/register.
Got it.
It's the link to register for the competition. Anywhere in the world, that's the main site. There's also on my site as well, laurenpowers.com. So all the information
LaurenPowers.com.
about me is on there, laurenpowers.com. Pretty simple. You guys can email me, you can call me. I'm super available. You can book me for anywhere in the world. I will be able to travel and have some fun.
Definitely. So you're done competing. Basically, what you do now is you just host events. How many of these kinds of shows do you do a year?
Average four to
Years.
6. Just depends.
And they're
This
all
year
in,
was
and they're all in
this
Huntington
year was
Beach.
6 because it was a 2-day Worlds, and they're all in California right now. But I've been asked to possibly go to Pakistan and work with those presidents over there. Yeah, crazy.
Wow.
They're like, yeah, they just called me and they're like, you're a legend here. We want you to come over here. And so
And when
I'm open, in other words.
But when I think of the country Pakistan, I don't think of bodybuilders.
It's huge.
Really?
It's actually bigger than that. There's a team coming to my show as well from Pakistan.
Really?
They're very excited. Yeah. Like these amazing countries. They're in Korea. They're amazing. The discipline they have in that culture it shows in their bodies.
Well, that is true.
Oh, yeah.
That is true. When you think of those kind of cultures, they do have amazing discipline. I mean, like look at how much. And I don't want to say this, but I mean, it seems like when you get into the Asian culture, those people are so disciplined. Their kids are so smart. I mean, it just seems like
Absolutely.
they're so much farther advanced when it comes to their IQ. I don't know what it is.
It's the discipline. It has to be, and it does show in their bodies too when they're competing. It's amazing. I judged for USA in Cyprus last year, and Korea was the top team. They just came over and killed it. It was amazing. I've never seen anything like it. And I was in Ireland the year before judging, and like I said, and then this year they're coming here. So
Right.
I don't have to fly anywhere this year.
But you know,
very excited stuff. So
yeah.
Anybody has any information, they want the book, they want me, they want to guest appearance, they want book signing, they want to come to my shows, all the information's on laurenpowers.com and powersevents.com.
tell us the name of the book again.
Beneath the Muscle, Unleash Your Inner Champion.
There you go.
We're all champions, baby.
And you launch it December 1st?
December 1st, you're coming to the Powers Empowerment Day in Huntington Beach. We're booking it now, right on your show. That's so your listeners know that's where you're going to be.
So is there pre-sales going on for the book right now?
There's some stuff on my website, laurenpowers.com, but we're doing a big Amazon push coming up. You know how that works.
Yes.
So it's going to be slated. It's going to be an international bestseller for sure. So
Well,
I'll be going international.
I better
Very
order
excited.
my book right now then, right? I better order mine right now.
Right now, before we hang up. Hurry up. You're so funny. I love you. Oh my God. I think we're twin sisters from a different mother.
We have to be. Seriously.
Right?
Yeah. No.
I love it.
We are so alike. Like we have the same kind of sense of humor. We're both outgoing. You know, our background in fitness and health. I mean, like just seriously. And if anybody would have seen us at this event a week ago, you would have probably thought we were sisters or something.
Oh, absolutely. I know. After we got up from our tackling.
Literally, guys, I walked in and she practically tackled me. I mean, like it was hysterical. And you know,
So funny. When you were walking by, I just caught the side of you, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Theresa! Like we had spoke on Facebook or whatever, but never in person. So I'm like, bam, come here, and then all the girls left us. Everybody left.
Right.
You and I were standing there. It was awesome.
and the funny thing is, guys, is
we're traveling the world together. That's how we roll.
yeah. And the funny thing is we've got some girlfriends that have actually been trying to get us to meet for quite some time.
Yes, Miss Wendy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. She told me the first time she met me, she goes, "You have to meet my friend Theresa. She lives in Houston, but you guys are so similar. You have to meet." And
Yes.
then here we are.
Yes.
It all works out
Yes.
eventually.
So we
Double Trouble Tour.
So we've had an amazing time having you on the show today. We can't wait to possibly actually get you to Texas and have you in the studio, doing it in person. So I hope our listeners have enjoyed this conversation today and learned a little bit more about you and about this amazing event that you're hosting in 2 weeks. If you guys need to, reach out to me personally and I will connect you with Lauren if you're interested in this show. Thank you again, Lauren, for being on the show. And remember, guys, you have been listening to Amazing 102.5 FM.
Glutathione is a big word. It's the body's own master antioxidant. It's a scavenger for free radical, bacteria, and viruses. There are no products in the market with the ingredient NASET. NASET increases the production of glutathione that's in our body already to strengthen and enhance our immune system, elevate sense of well-being, support muscle strength and endurance, cognitive function, and liver support. It helps with increased energy and blood sugar regulation. Get your bottle of GSH Plus from www.salvationnutra.com.